What's going on, everybody? It's Gone Turbo here. This is Skyrim Special Edition on the Xbox One. It is the end of April, the year 2021, and in today's video, I'm pretty excited because I wanted to revisit ELFX. That's an Enhanced Lights and Effects. ELFX is a mod, or I should say a series of mods now, that were released on the Xbox within the first year of the special edition being released in 2016. So about this time of year in 2017, ELFX came over to the Xbox One, and it was like, oh my god, everyone was so like, oh my god, ELFX on Xbox One, it's amazing. And it is pretty amazing. In this video, I'm going to show you pretty much everything that exists for ELFX. This is really just going to kind of show like soup to nuts, interior and exterior, what ELFX is all about. Now, ELFX first came over as an interior lighting mod, and for interior lighting mods, it's amazing. And I'm going to show you what it looks like. It is absolutely incredible. I would say probably the best interior lighting mod that exists out there. However, it comes at a little bit of a cost. It's about 117 megabytes in size. So in terms of, file size, it's big, but it does a lot, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I found, though, not too long ago, and I don't know how I missed this, but I found something else that made me want to revisit using ELFX. I stopped using it after a while because of two things: file size, and also some of the issues and glitches that it had, and still a little bit has. But I found something that I wanted to try, and I'm going to go down here in my load order and show you what it is that I have found and what I actually have going on in this video here. Because I have a couple of things going on. Actually, I have quite a few things going on because, like I said, this is going to showcase all of what ELFX is all about and really revisit it here in 2021. All right, so I'm going to highlight this for a moment, or I'm going to mention this and then I'm going to come back to it, but this is ELFX Exterior Fixes. This is a mod that corrects ELFX Exteriors. ELFX Exteriors is a mod that adjusts things like window lighting, shadows and reflections under bridges, and just exterior lighting across the world, things like around towns and villages. And this is an all-in-one. It says ELFX Exterior Fixes, but this is an all-in-one that you can use as a standalone, meaning there's ELFX Exteriors and the fixes within this one mod. This is a little bit more recent, and I'm putting it here because it says on graphics pack add-on landscapes and dungeons, if you're using ELFX Exteriors, it goes just above this mod, so that's why I have that there. But going further down, here we have Enhanced Lights and Effects, 116.47 megabytes. This mod's goal is to create a more dramatic and realistic mood to the Skyrim lights by adding lights to all light sources and removing any light without a source, as well as the addition of many more effects like smoke, volumetric lighting, and some friendly redesigns is needed as well for a more dramatic look. This adds candle smoke, emits window light, causes reflection, adds translucent effects to market stands, imperial tents, more shadow lights in specific places, each in with its own set of lights based on local weather, colors, and enhance the difference between night and day in interiors, darker and smoky taverns. You will see that this mod adds a bunch of cool features within interiors, but also, depending on the time of day, the interiors will look different, like a little bit more dramatically than normal, and that is really awesome. I also have underneath Enhanced Lights and Effects And this is what I just recently noticed, and I don't know how I missed it because I've tried every single interior lighting mod that has come across the Xbox. ELE Interior with this patch that allows them both to work well together. Now, I went pretty much from ELFX to ELE Interiors because I wanted a more realistic style to my gameplay. ELE Interiors basically is a simple lighting mod that reduces ambient lighting so that light sources can realistically illuminate their environment. This is one of the most successful lighting mods for PC. It's lightweight, it's 347 kilobytes, it's incredibly small. And I was using this because it adds a realistic look to the game. So only light sources illuminate the space. Works really well with like torches and lanterns on your player. So if you're in a dungeon and you want a more realistic effect, you can use torches and wearable lanterns to light your area. Really like that feature because I liked a more realistic gameplay. But to see this patch exist, and I don't know how I missed it, but I did, it is able to merge ELFX and ELE interior lighting together, which you might think, well, that doesn't make much sense, but I'm trying it, and it looks really, really great. So there's this patch that allows it to go together. I also have ELFX Static Mesh Performance patch, which has to do with the graphics pack add-on SMIM Performance, so I have that here. And I also wanted to highlight, as we get down to the bottom of the load order, and I want to get the glitchy thumbnails, but the very bottom where I have lighting and weather, you'll see that I have enhanced lights and effects weather. This is actually an ELFX weather mod, and I wanted to show you what it looks like. I have a video on this from a long time ago. I gave it some good praise because it's a quick, easy plug and play mod that adds some really nice looks to the game. I am putting in True Storms and the Desmera patch that all it does is keeps all of the ELFX weather as it's supposed to look, but just adds the True Storms sounds and particle retextures that True Storm provides. So we're getting the look of ELFX here in the game, interior and exterior. So I wanted to show you that, and maybe if we can get a little bit of a let's play in here. I have this Fourth's Unknown AIO, which adds all kinds of creatures to the game, all kinds of Daedra creatures. Some things from Morrowind that I wanted to see how they came across with this mod, like Ogrims and Scamps and Clanfears and Daedrus, and I guess some things from Oblivion as well. Gars, Quama creatures, and Wraiths as well, which I couldn't seem to get to work in a different standalone mod. And there's this other mod that I have that maybe we can see if we can get into at some point. Maybe in another gameplay. I think it's towards the top. Let's see. Skyrim Scavenger Hunt. So this mod takes you on an adventure to collect weapons and armor, and maintain. These items are identical copies of their vanilla in-game items, but more powerful. So starting in Riverwood, there's a note pinned to the door, and I don't know, it sounded kind of cool. A little scavenger hunt in Skyrim. So anyway, here is ELFX exteriors. I'm outside of Whiterun. It's a cloudy day, and ELFX weather is actually really, really nice. Right now I have, just so you know, Rustic Weather's presets harsh activated, and for display enhancements I have just a couple of contrasts activated, nothing else. So it might be coming across dark on your screen, but let's go inside Whiterun so we can see a little bit about what ELFX looks like. Now, some of the criticism of ELFX interiors is that like I said about ELE interiors, it caused and it still causes, because I've noticed it in testing this a little bit before this video, it does cause flickering in some areas. If you still have a torch or a lantern, you might sometimes still get flickering. But I think the patches, the fix patch is supposed to remedy some of that in some areas. Another criticism of ELFX is that it's how can I describe it? It's perfectly saturated to begin with. So for those of us that might take display enhancements and add saturation, you're going to get a much more saturated interior, which does not look good. So I have another video that I have had highlighted, usually in my description, about balancing interior and exterior lighting and weather mods.
Let me know if you want.
And if you're playing with display enhancements, you always have to check what it looks like inside and what it looks like outside. If you're adding a lot of saturation to your weather mod, then you have to go inside to see how much that saturation has affected the interior. And if you're adding a lot of saturation, then you're going to get a wicked orange interior by using ELFX interiors. Does that make sense? So that's why with this particular setup, I'm not using any saturation. And naturally with ELFX weathers, I'm just not needing it. So you can see like some of the features of ELFX, like this mist coming through, or these light rays coming through the windows here. There's all kinds of features like that with ELFX. Kind of the foggy, smoky look is really predominant in ELFX. Really fantastic. And during the different times of day, this will change. So at nighttime it will be kind of darker, more blue, or at least less foggy looking, I guess. You will see smoke. I can see it there, but it's kind of hard to see. Sometimes you'll see, a little bit more mist. Well, I guess these candles are a little bit, you can see that smoky, a little smoky above those candles. Fireplaces are interesting. I don't know kind of sometimes what's going on with fireplaces, but you'll see like there's this smoke that comes up, and as I go forward it disappears, and you'll see other kind of smoke happening. You can see how nice it looks. In terms of, let me just pull up a torch and see. I don't know if we'll get any glitches or flickering in here. That was one of the criticisms of ELFX, is that it can be glitchy with flickering on like wood slats and things like that. But again, I think the patches more or less are supposed to fix most of that, but I saw a little bit of that in still in Riverwood. There's still some glitching in that sense. So I do continue on a normal load order to use rustic weathers, and ELFX still works great. I have sometimes in the past like increased saturation by 1 with rustic weathers and lighting, and even with 1 increase of saturation with display enhancements, still looks fine, still looks really good, not too orange. When you start getting into like 3 or 4 increases, or even like with like any presets that add saturation, it starts to look a little bit too much. I think one of my favorite places to go to show off ELFX is Dragon's Reach. So, buddy.
Do you get to the Cloud District very often?
Yes.
Oh, what am I saying? Of course you don't.
I just had to do it. Let me stick a sock in it, buddy. All right. One of the criticisms of, in my opinion, of ELFX weathers is a little bit of a haze that exists over the whole of the mod. Kind of hard to describe. Like if you use some other mods, like again, in my opinion, Rustic Weathers, Vivid Weathers, it's much more. There's more clarity. It's I don't know. It seems clearer. With the ELFX Weathers, it's like this, almost like this filmy look over it. Anyway, here is Dragon's Reach on the inside. We have some really nice of those rays coming through the windows. The ceiling is gorgeous. The roof. And again, how ELE interacts with this, I haven't compared. I just plugged and played. The kitchen, it's 331. We're going to show here in the kitchen what this looks like. You can see the shadows. Absolutely beautiful. Some other interior mods, if there's an area that's really well lit, you'll get a really white, a bright white, I don't know, look that is like too bright, kind of washes out the areas. And by the way, I have to mention this as well. In my settings, I have brightness like 5 clicks from the right. So which is up higher than I usually would do. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's do 7. That's a little bit more of my normalness. Yeah, it was looking a little bright in here, and outside it was a bit foggy. So, all right, so let's go ahead and advance time a little bit, and we're going to see the change. I love this kitchen. This is such a nice little area. Vaulted ceilings, airy. All right, let's just go an hour at a time and kind of see the difference. All right, so you see how it got a little bit more orange, like a little bit more sunset-like. You know, it's 5 o'clock. It's getting to be a little bit, you know, evening time. Let's go another hour here. See, even a little bit more orange. Isn't that awesome? That's ELFX for you. All right, and as we go a little bit further, let's get a little bit more into the evening here. 7, 8. Aha, now we're into the 9 o'clock hour, and it's this blue nighttime look. Isn't that awesome? I just love that. This is a great room to show that off. I think this kind of look, yeah, this look carries through the night. Even down here, that, remember I was saying how like that, those beams, those sunbeams are almost non-existent coming through the windows. I guess they're there, just not as bright. The Dawn Guard. Near Riften. You might be in the background hearing my chickens. Pardon me for the constant chicken noises. Don't ever get roosters. Holy cow. So, ELFX. Really, really fantastic. And wanted to show you guys Let's see if we can play with the weathers here. Let's see what may have happened. Oh, we're at nighttime.
You see those warriors from Hammerfell?
Oh, this is really dark.
They've got curved swords.
Wow, this doesn't look quite. This doesn't look quite right. 3:30. Huh. Wow, this is like really orangey saturated. Yeah, the lantern works pretty good. Try the torch. Eh. That's like super dark. I didn't think it was this dark for ELE. Well, it's still kind of cloudy out. That's pretty. Alright, good. I was hoping for some clear sky. See what it looks like. Get some god rays coming through. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Treat yourself and your kin to a choice cut of steak.
Skyrim.
She say bits and bobbles. Oh, there's something in the bucket. Ooh, no golden bucket. I'll leave it for the. Nice sunrises and sunsets. ELFX weathers. So this is the clear day. It's quite saturated. I mean, it's not my go-to, but for an all-in-one with ELFX interiors, if you like the look of it, it's a quick, it's a quick plug and play. The smelter is smoking. That might be a ELFX exterior thing. Hello. Let's go into War Maidens. Let's go into War Maidens. I think you'll find what you're looking for. Not go outside, talk to my wife. What are you doing back there, bro? So, this is nice. Look at this. Look at the shadows on the floor there. Look how the light is hitting the table or the bench here, or the counter, whatever, properly. We have some light coming in through the window. Light sources up there. Look at the particles. Just look and bask in the glory of ELFX. It's so nice. I'm not going up there, don't worry. Chill out. Go back, relax. What do you got going on?
Welcome to War Maidens. Now don't let the name worry you. We got plenty of steel for fighting men. Good doing business with you.
Be careful what you say these days about stuff like that. This is weird. Kind of messed up there. I don't know, I guess the boots are casting that shadow, but that's kind of strange. Whatevs. Pretty nice though, right? The candles have a bit of a, I don't know if that's because of the mod, that horizontal shine, glare. Pretty nice. Really nice. Alright, let's head out into the world a bit. And, we got, I don't think we're going to be able to start the, scavenger hunt mod today. But, let's see if we can find any of these Daedra creatures. I've come across like 2 in already, a little bit of play myself. I bet the sky is a little bit kind of a light blue,
I'd be a lot warmer.
kind of a cyan color. So not as blue as some other weather mods might provide. Let's make sure we're still recording here. All right, still working. We're doing good. Except for those chickens. Can you hear those chickens? They coming across in this video. Like I got nothing better to do. Hearing cock-a-doodle-doo all day. All right. Let's hop on top. I have this camera mod that creates like this to the side camera while riding a horse. Unless you go on this side. You can go on that side. You can go on that side. Let's see how it's kind of hazy looking. A little bit hazy. Not as clear as other setups, but there we go. We can get a little bit of variety. Let's head over to a snowy area. We'll go left. Head over to the snowy area. A little bit. I'm a little wondering why it was so. It was a pretty dark night. It was a pretty dark night there in Whiterun. As we went through the nighttime hours. It was cloudy out, but let's see what we can do here in the snowy area. Still using graphics pack. I like the landscape mod. Dense. No. Am I using? What am I using? Dense grass? I'm using dense grass, but I'm using unique grasses. Which I think mostly incorporates the vanilla grass, but with some extras. Remember that Cicero guy? Oh my god. What's this guy gonna do? You got something for me? Nope. I guess he's late for work. He's late for the Khajiit caravan. He had to stop on the side and take care of a little business. He's late to get to work. Alright, let's see how this comes across in the snow. Definitely not blue sky. Oh, we're clouding up, so this might be a little variety. That clouded up quick. Get a little variety here. We'll get some snow. Alright, so I had a transition there because I'm having recording issues. My method of recording game footage and doing this whole process, once in a while my capture device quits on me and I have no idea that it's doing that unless I keep checking the time, which I'm going to probably have to start to do. So I had a whole section here that I did that I've lost, so so I don't know. I know it was clear weather. I'm not sure if I have the right time. But anyway, we have at least we can see a bit of a sunset here with ELFX weathers. I'm also carrying Dawn Guard. Do you see that on my caricature? So maybe we'll get. I guess we'll get a sunset here. ELFX weathers sunset. Another. I meant to mention this, and whoa. Spider. These little white ones are. Oof. Frost. What are they? Frostbite spider. Whoa, 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 whoa. What's this? Oh, dang. What's going on? What is that? That's a wraith. Oh no! Look at this thing. Oh, I love it. Oh! Where'd he go? Oh, that was sweet. That's from that mod. The Daedra Mod or whatever. Oh man. Are you okay? Harolton's horse? That's my character's name. I don't even know how to pronounce it. You get your soul sucked out? That thing was up here. Oh my gosh. Is there another one? What's that? Oh, there's another one. Come on. Gonna suck out my soul. Let's see if he sucks out my soul. What's it sucking out? Health and stamina. He's got a chain. He's jingling. With the chain jingling? Oh, that's awesome. Man, he sucked out my stamina like nothing at all. Kind of a pretty scene. Let me check my thing here. It's still going. Alright, what was I gonna say? So there's another mod that I've been testing this piece out as well. There's ELFX fixes for interiors. And I'm gonna be honest, I was testing it out. I have not in wherever I've come across like glitches, I don't see any difference. So I'm not too big. That's kind of cool with the mist. I'm not too big worrying about that. With the ELE in the patch, it looks just, everything seems to look really nice. So cool. So we got some Daedra mod happening here. A little bit of ELFX sunset. And let's see what we got here. Should we take it? You can see well, I'm thinking about the lighting out of those windows. It's probably, I think vanilla has window lighting like that. I think ELFX exteriors, like from, if you're looking at Whiterun from a distance, it also, whoa, hello. Like how the horse comes to help. I kick you. You get kicked by a horse? I haven't, but I'm just saying. I'm sure getting kicked by a horse would far damage somebody more than come on, dude.
Victory is yours.
Yeah. You die amongst the flowers. It's getting a little bit too dark to be doing battle. Oh man. I gotta recoup.
Just give up.
It's you.
Best you can do.
Dang, bro.
Son of a.
Did he say son of a? Oh, whoa, about to die. Son of a bitch. I'll eat like 10 horse haunches.
That's what you want.
There's something satisfying about the, oh, I timed that lock. There's something satisfying about the sound of all that jazz. Oh boy. Well, this is pleasant. This is a nice, pleasant shot here. Hopefully this comes out well on the display. All right, still going strong with the recording. All right, what's this? The Stumbling Saber Cat. Let's go in here and check out ELFX. ELFX and ELE Interiors with a patch. ELFX with ELE Interiors with a patch. Whoa.
Is someone there?
Whoa. Someone's here. Oop, I see him. Let's try a torch. Let's try my travel lantern. See what happens. Oh, look at that. I found you. What's up, thug? What about you? Oh, I cut. Such a pretty face. Oh, that sucks. So I'm using my travel lantern right now. Let's take that off again and... Oops. Take that off too. Carry on some garlic. Just gonna make a pizza, but then and you showed up. Oh. So look at this. Look at the shadows dancing on the wall. So it's 7:30. So here's kind of the thing. ELE Interiors would showcase, why do I use that word so much? Would essentially be, this is a source of light, that is a source of light. The windows, kind of technically, as some light seems to be coming in. Those two sources of light are the only sources of light. Everything else is dark. And the shadows cast nicely too. Down here, torch. Only source of light. Only source of light. Whoa. Whoa. Only source of light. Dang. So, I guess you have this combination of both mods doing their job, and then you can use a torch to make it more realistic. To light up the way. Man, there's pools of blood everywhere. But that's pretty cool. Like they're drying out their boots to dry. Yay, funny. Oh, use a cooking pot. That's how that kind of works. All right, let's do one more last advanced time. Let's go a whole 12 hours. Still recording. Whoops, what did I just do? I gotta go. Let's go ahead a little bit here. Let's see what we got. 5, 6, let's do 6 o'clock in the morning. 7 a.m. Let's go out and see. Let's go outside. Let's go outside. So again, highlighting ELFX in 2021, and still just a knock it out of the park kind of mod for interior. And as a weather and lighting mod, it's nice. Again, plug and play, good to go. All right, let's see. See this sky seems a little bit more blue than that. Now maybe it's because I don't know. Let's go back in this little abode here and see if the light looks different coming through the... Oh yeah, look at that, wow. Isn't that cool? That does kind of look like early morning. I can only imagine what the next Elder Scroll is going to be like graphically. I don't think we're going to be able to handle. I don't think our brains are going to be able to handle Elder Scrolls. What are we on? 6, 7, 6, 7? What are we on? 3, 4, 5, 6. But it's going to be sweet. All right. Well, everyone, thanks for sticking around with my video today, highlighting ELFX. I hope that you have enjoyed your time with me. Stick around. This has been Gone Turbo. Thank you for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.